What is going on, everyone? My name is Benjamin Nowak. For those of you that don't know me, for those of you guys that do, you hear all the time about my favorite baits. You hear all the time about what my top lures are by season, what my top lures are by species, whatever it might be. I thought it'd be interesting, since I have the opportunity to work with some of these pros, to get their insight on what their favorite baits are. And kind of talk to you guys about like their secret baits, their confidence baits, the baits that they go to when they need a bite or are looking to do something a little bit different. So I figured I'd share this with you guys. If you enjoy this style of video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below, because I'm going to be at all the rest of the tour events, so we can do this a couple more times. Now, I talked to Tyler WOOLCOT, Brad Hallman, Kurt Dove, and Brian Schmidt, those four guys, about their confidence baits. But as you can see, there's a ton more pros here on tour who have a ton of information and knowledge that I don't necessarily have to share with you. They also have some unique baits that they enjoy that maybe are different than kind of my perspective. Also, please go show these guys some love. They all have social channels, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it might be. It'll all be linked down in the description below. Tyler WOOLCOT, Kurt Dove, Brian Schmidt, and Brad Hallman. All these guys were gracious enough to take the time to film this with me, so go show them some love. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do it at the next couple events. But I hope you guys enjoy today's video.
What's up, guys? FLW Tour rookie Tyler WOOLCOT, and I'm going to tell you guys about one of my favorite all-time confidence baits. When I want to get a bite, this is what I'm throwing. This is actually a 3/4 ounce Z-Man JACKHAMMER. This is a chartreuse and white color, but because we were just at Grand Lake and that dirty water I was throwing out there. But my favorite part of this bait is a little easy. It's a gambler bait. Gambler lure is little easy, and I pretty much throw this trailer on everything. That's another big confidence bait. But what I like to do with this chatterbait, when I'm down south in that grass, this 3/4 ounce, when you're in deeper grass or even in shallower grass, you want to reel this thing fast and kill it. It'll hit them right in the head, surprise them. And that's mostly when I get my bites, is when I stop it, it'll just hit them and they'll thump it. But I also threw this thing around docks at Grand Lake, and that little bait right there is one of my favorite confidence baits, and it gets bit all around the country. Another key part about this confidence bait is my rod. I like throwing this big heavy chatterbait on a MHX 7.6 rod, it's a CB 907, and this rod allows me to cast this bait far, get this bait way far away from me, and when I reel this bait, I keep my rod tip up, so when I drop it, I get a good hook set, and allows me to get good sensitive contact with this bait at all times, and like I said, long cast with this big long rod. I like to throw a Shimano Bantam. This is a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio. I don't want it too fast, but I don't want it too slow, so when I want to reel it fast and I want to slow it down a little bit, I can.
Ben wanted to know about my secrets. There's a lot of popular jerk baits out there. IMA FLIT 120. That's all you got to remember. You don't have to spend $25. You don't have to spend $35. You spend about $9.99. These are 3 brand new colors from IMA. Got the bluegill color, kind of a real silver flash color, and then almost like an oyster color. So here's the exact names. You got the Ghost Sunfish, Silver Lining, and OG Ghost Minnow. Big question, the 120 versus the 100. I throw the 120 90% of the time. The only reason I throw the 100 is if I really have to match the hatch, and the 120 is just, you know, they're getting the back hook of it or something of that nature. But the reason I like the 120 better is because it has more action. This time, and it depends on what time of year it is. This time of year, once the water temps, you know, get into the 60s, low 70s, don't put the jerkbait away. Please don't put it away. It's a great pre-spawn bait. You know, you hear about all the twitch it slow, wait 5 seconds, you know, the fish will move off with it. Look, when the water warms up, the fish start getting on beds, and the shad spawn then will start even after the spawning activity. The jerkbait is the one you want to go to. It mimics the shad tremendously. If you need to have a smaller profile bait, go with the 100, which is this one right here. I like the 120. This is my all-time confidence bait, and I like the 120 a whole lot more because it just offers a lot more action, and I can do a lot more stuff with it with my rod tip, the line size I'm using, all the technical kind of technique specific stuff you use with a jerkbait. So that's a whole nother video, but for now, just understand the 120 is the one to go to. If you need to match the hatch, go to the 100.
Bradley Hallman, secret confidence bait. And we had to go through the boat and try to really look to see what was really secret. And not much in my boat's secret, but this is one of my favorites. This is a hidden, it's a one knocker. It's actually right in between like a full-size spook and a regular spook. If you see all the lines and divots where the hook's worn out the sides of it. These things are perfect for me because they're indestructible. When I make bad casts into rocks, they don't blow up and come back in 3 pieces. Man, it catches fish, dude. Just straight up catches them, coast to coast. One knocker. Catches them from north to south, too.
When are you throwing it?
When am I throwing it?
Yeah.
I throw it probably anywhere from right before the spawn, so 55 to 60. I'd say 60. 60-degree water and up. It's a player. It's a player with spawning fish. It's a player post-spawn fish. It's a player with summer fish, mornings, evenings, midday, straight up noon. I mean, this thing will call them from the depths. Like fish that are down 15 foot, 20 foot in clear water will come find this thing. I mean, it literally will call them up.
What kind of rod? Like what rod line?
This is on a Falcon all around. It's a 7 foot, just a 7 foot medium action, heavy action Falcon lowrider. And I would say that's the rod I'm throwing it on most of the time anyway. Any type of 7 foot medium heavy. I just prefer the Falcon lowrider, but and then high speed reel, big deal. 7-4, 8 to 1, something like that. Nothing wrong with 8 to 1 on the spooks for sure. Pick up line quick. Just want something you can make long casts with. And I throw it on different stuff. There's times I'm throwing it on braid, but most of the time I'd say I'm throwing it on 20-pound Sunline mono. But there's some times that I've got it on the FX braid. What else? Long rod, long cast. That's one reason I like the mono in a lot of places, because I feel like I can throw it further. And a lot of times long casts are pretty critical in the summertime, especially post-spawn with like blueback herring lakes.
Then what are you throwing it around, the grass, docks?
No, points. Long, flat points. So the blueback spawn on them long, flat points. And those fish school those bluebacks, they herd them up, push them to the surface, and then everything explodes. But I mean, if you throw this on top of it, it's the biggest fish in the lake, dude. But sometimes even when they're not schooling, that's what I mean by that. That's where you get the term "call it up." That comes from those boys down there. They'll throw that big spook out there, and there's nothing chasing. And they start twitching that thing, and it'll call them things. They think that, you know, that they're over there blowing up, but one knocker.
Hey, Brian Schmidt here. I'm gonna show you a bait that's really, you know, it's a confidence bait for me. It's all around bite getting bait. You know, it's also a bait that gets you big fish. It's a jig. It's your standard jig. This is a Sparkie head jig. This is a casting, skipping, all around jig. You know, this is a 1/2 ounce model. I got a twin turbo trailer from Missile on the back. This bait, you know, when I'm on any kind of fishery, they're gonna eat crayfish usually. You know, if you got crayfish in the lake, you wanna imitate it. When they get on a jig, it's usually the biggest fish. If you can find that pattern anywhere on a body of water, you're usually gonna have a good event. So this particular one, you know, I got it colored for like a crayfish pattern. You can go darker, black and blue, whatever you want to do, depending on the watercolor, what you're feeling. But this is an all-around confidence bait for me. You know, it's put a few fish in a boat that's got me paid. It's also a bait that I've made a couple top 10s on. Definitely check out a jig when you need a confidence bait. You know, I like throwing this bait. You know, I'll throw it a little bit around grass. I'll flip some grass, but wood, rock, docks. You know, I could skip this. The head on this bait's perfect for skipping. It's a flatter head. You could skip this under docks, skip it up to lay downs. You could flip it down rocky banks. You know, you got to figure out where the fish are first, but this bait's all around bait for any kind of style fishing for a jig. I've even had a few fish eat it as I'm swimming it back to the boat, and that's something you got to keep in mind too. But, you know, just an all around good bait. You know, if there's grass, I might, you know, change it to braided line, but if I'm fishing wood, rock, I like to do fluorocarbon, 15 or 17 pound P-line fluorocarbon. I love a Fitzgerald Stunner Series 7 foot heavy and an Ardent Apex Grand 7 3-to-1 pick up line really quick with this reel. It's a good setup for this bait. Shorter rod for skipping, obviously. You know, if I was going to do some grass fishing, I would maybe go to a 7.3 or 7.6 for, you know, flipping with braid and everything. But the shorter rod's kind of my standby.
So like I said before, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comment section below. Also, tell me what pros you want to see me talk to at the next event. Like I said, there's a ton of pros, ton of guys. Let me know who you guys want to see if you guys enjoyed this style of video. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care, tight lines. God bless. Pursue your passion.